Hello students, how are you? So I hope you all are good. So this is Ramashankar Upadhyay, your English teacher. So as in my last video, I explained two stanzas of poem 5th, the ball poem. It's poem and poem, both pronunciation is correct. So don't get confused. Poem can be pronounced as poem and poem. Okay. So in my last video, I explained two stanzas of this poem. Okay, the ball poem written by John Berryman. So in this video, I am going to again start from beginning, and I will explain the whole poem today. I will summarize the poem. I will also discuss the exercises today. So as in my last video, we discussed that the poet John Berryman, through this poem, the ball poem, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrow of life. He tells how we can stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. In this poem, in the first stanza, what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. So in this stanza, the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction because he has lost his ball. Further, the poet asks himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. What this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. So I saw it go merrily bouncing. So the poet tells us that he has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping. Merrily bouncing means cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. And then it went into the nearby river. The poet tells us that the poet saw the ball was cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. This means that when the ball skipped from boy's hand, it went into the street. It went into the street, and then from there it went into the nearby water hole, nearby river. Okay, so in the first stanza, the poet tells us that in this poem, a boy was playing with the ball, but he has lost his ball. The ball went into the nearby river, and thus the ball lost. Now what the boy will do after losing his ball? Okay, we also discuss in my last video. I also discussed the literary devices used in this stanza. First one is anaphora, so use of repeated words in two or more lines. So here you can see what has been repeated. What so has been repeated in two lines. If same word is repeated in two or more lines, so it is more lines, it is called anaphora. Okay. Next is assonance. So when any vowel sound is prominence, so it is called assonance. So repeated use of vowel O here, boy, now, who, lost. So here you can see O sound is prominence. So that is why it is assonance. Imagery, when something is imagined. So when the poet says merrily bouncing down the street, so it is the poet is imagining that the boy was cheerfully jumping. So it is imagination of the boy, the poet, that the ball was cheerfully jumping. So it is imagery. And the next one is repetition. When any word is repeated in the poem, so it is called repetition. So it is repetition here. Okay. So now look at the second stanza. Yes. Now no use to say, oh, there are other balls. So the poet further says that here there is no use to say there are some other balls. There is no use to say that the boy is having other balls. Okay, so the poet says that there was no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So further the poet says that, so if the boy was having other balls, he had a lot of balls, but now there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another boy. So he says so because the boy is feeling very sad. The boy is feeling very sad. He is completely surrounded by sorrow. The boy is completely surrounded by sorrow. The boy is extremely sad. So the boy is sad because all the memories of the childhood days went down the harbor with the ball. So here the boy was not sad because he has lost the ball. So the boy was sad, extremely sad, because with the ball he also loses all the memories of his childhood which was attached to the ball. So main reason of his sadness was the memories which was attached to the ball. With the ball, those memories had also lost. So with ball he also loses the memories attached to the ball. So that's why the boy is very sad, extremely sad. He was surrounded by sadness, by sorrow. Okay. I would not intrude on him. So intrude means to invade. It is not invader. In my last video I also told you the same. So here intrude means interfere or disturb. Okay, disturb. Okay, so here the poet says that I would not disturb him, I would not intrude on him. Further he says that the poet is not going to disturb the boy. The poet is not going to invade the boy by giving him a dime, by giving him 10 cents and saying that he can buy another ball. So here the poet says, I won't go to the boy and give him, I don't want to go to the boy and give him 10 cents and ask him to buy another ball. So the poet says that he cannot even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball. So because the boy was grief striken, this loss is unbearable for him and he is grief striken. So that's why the poet does not want to tell the boy to take 10 cents, a dime. Dime here, it is a currency, dime, which mean 10 cents. Okay, so here the poet says that he would not go to the boy and ask the boy to take 10 cents and buy another ball, because it is worthless. The money can buy another ball, but the money cannot buy the memories which was attached to the ball. So that's why the poet says so, because the new ball will not bring the sense of belonging to the boy. Further, the poet says that he senses first responsibility. So further, the poet says that the time has come now for the boy. For the boy, the time has come now to learn the responsibility of taking care of his things. So for the boy now, it is the time, at this point he should learn the responsibility of taking care the things. Okay, so now let us discuss poetic devices used in this stanza. So the poetic device repetition has been used because the word ball has been repeated here. So in this stanza, as you can see, other balls, then his ball. So the word ball has been repeated, so it is the repetition here in second stanza. So now let us move to the third stanza. In a world of possession, people will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy. So here the poet says that, the boy has to learn that these materialistic world, in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. So not only ball, in a world of possession, people will take balls, ball will be lost always. So the poet says that in this materialistic world, okay, so many of the people's belongings are lost. So in the same way, many of the boy's belongings will be lost. So he personifies the ball as his belongings. So the poetic device personification has also been used here. So the poet personifies the ball by calling it his belonging. Okay, but it is not directly personification is used here. Okay, so here the poet says that in the world of possession, we will get many things, like little boy has lost the ball. In the same way, people possess many things and they lose it, as the little boy loses the ball. In the same way, people in the world, they are owning many things and they have lost many things. So this process of owning and losing will continue now. So the boy must realize it, the boy must learn it. And no one buys a ball back, and no one can buy the memories which is attached to the things. So once the thing is lost, so no one can buy it back. No one can buy memories attached to the things again. Money is external. So money is external. External means superficial. So money is the thing which can buy the things but not feelings. Money is external. Money is superficial. So money can buy the things but not feelings attached to the things, memories attached to the things. Okay, so he is learning well behind the desperate eyes. So the boy is learning these things behind his hopeless eyes. The boy is sensing his first responsibility, and the boy is learning the epistemology of loss, the knowledge of losing the things in the world, and know how to stand up. The boy is learning in this world of possession. We will get many things in our future, and we will be losing, and we should have strength to how to stand against such loss. So the boy is learning here at this point, knowing that what every man must know one day. So the boy is learning, boy is knowing the how people lose the thing, and how they have to forget about it, how they have to they have to stand against the miseries, stand against the sorrows. So boy is learning all these things at this point. And most know many days how to stand up, and many people know how to stand up against such loss, and many must learn in future that how to stand up against sorrow, against such loss. So in this stanza, the poet says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. He personifies the ball as his belongings, and be it the worldly things or the relationship in his possession. So he says that he has to learn to live without them. No matter what you have lost, you must think to live without that. He says no one can buy back such things for him. The poet said so because according to him, money cannot buy everything. Money is superficial. It cannot buy you everything. It cannot buy the emotions. If it does buy you some materialistic thing, still it will not be able to buy the sense of belongingness, the sense of attachment. Money cannot buy the sense of attachment, belongingness. Okay, your memory is attached to the thing. He says that the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of lost things. This means that the boy is trying to learn the real truth of life, which states that you have to accept the miseries of life and stand up against it. This is the truth which everyone has to learn in his or her life one day, and the harsh truth of standing up against the odd memories of life that everyone has to bear. Many people already they have learned how to stand up such loss, and many they are learning, and they will one day learn how to stand up against such sorrows. Because money is external, money is superficial. It can buy the things, but it cannot buy emotion. It cannot buy memories attached to the things. Okay. Poetic devices, literary devices used in the poem is alliteration. the use of sound B, okay, at the start of two consequence words. Alliteration, we know when any word when any word starts with same letter and it comes consequently, so it is called alliteration. When a same letter is repeated in nearby words, if the same letter is repeated in the nearby words, it is alliteration. So for example, here alliteration, uh, it is also repetition. Ball, b, boy, okay, ball back, ball back here, alliteration, and here balls, it is repetition, and b, boy, it is internal alliteration, okay. So next is, so once again here vowel sound is prominence, so he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. So here E is prominence, the vowel E is prominence, so that's why it is assonance, okay. Repetition, ball word is repeated. Rhyme scheme, so there is no rhyme scheme followed in the poem. So in the poem there is no rhyme scheme, okay students. So thus we have answers to all the questions. Thinking about the text in pairs, attempt the following questions. Why does the poet say, I would not intrude on him? Why doesn't he offer him money to buy another ball? Okay, so why doesn't the poet say, I would not intrude on him? Why doesn't he offer him money to buy another ball? Okay, so what is the answer to this question? Yes, so the boy does not want to intrude because the boy can get, so that the boy can get a chance to learn the real truth of life, that is losing the things and standing against the situation, okay. So he has to learn to accept the loss, okay. The loss here means the most important thing or relationship, so he must understand to learn to accept the loss, okay, to accept the most important thing and the relationship in life. So after losing the most important thing, after losing relationship, how to overcome, how to stand up against it, so the boy must learn it at this point. So that is why the poet does not want to intrude. Second one is, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So do you think the ball has had the ball for the boy has had the ball for a long time? Is he linked to the memories of days when he played with it? Okay, so yes, as we can say that the boy had the ball for a very long time. So the line itself describes how the boy recalls those days when he used to play with the ball. So when the ball lost, when the boy loses the ball, he recalls all the memories attached to the ball. So this shows that the boy was having this ball for a long time, okay. So what is it linked to the memories of days when he played with it? So yes, the boy was surely linked to some sweet memories of his playing with the ball. So that's why he was missing the ball. So his sweet memories was attached to the ball, so that's why he was missing the ball. Next is what does in the world of possessions mean? So what does in the world of possessions mean? So in the world of possessions means that the world is full of materialistic things. The world is full of materialistic things. Here materialistic things means the things those we use for our comfort and luxury. The things which are used for comfort and luxury in our life. So the world of possessions means the things which we use for our comfort and luxury in our life. So that is in the world of possessions. Okay. Fourth one, do you think the boy has lost anything earlier? Pick out the words that suggest the answer. So do you think the boy has lost anything earlier? We don't think so, isn't it? Because the poet says that now the boy senses his first responsibility. So with the help of this line we can say that the boy hasn't lost anything before it. So the line in the poem, now he senses his first responsibility, helps us to know that the boy has not lost anything before. Okay, he has lost the ball first time in his life. Okay, nothing was lost before the ball in his life. Okay. Next one is, what does the poet say the boy is learning from? The loss of the ball. Try to explain this in your own words. Okay, so what does the poet say the boy is learning from the loss of the ball? So what the boy is learning? Yes, the boy is learning his responsibility, and the boy is learning how to how to stand against such loss, such sorrow, when we lose the things which are attached to our emotion, which we lose the emotion, which we lose the relationship, when we lose the relationship which are very close to us. So how we can stand up against such situations? So the poet means that the boy will learn the real truth of life. He will learn how to move on in life despite of heavy losses. Everyone experiences this in his or her life, when they lose either something or someone or relationship. This harsh reality that lost things never come back. Okay, so it makes people strong enough to live their life by accepting this truth of life. And it is the truth of life that once you lost the thing, it will never come back. So here it will never come back means it refers to the memories, to the attachment with the things. Okay, you can buy the thing, but you cannot buy the attachment, the memories. Okay, so this is all about the chapter. So I have explained the poem line wise and all. Okay, one more question is there. Have you ever lost something you liked very much? Write a paragraph describing how you felt then and saying whether and how you got over your loss. So this question will be done by you. So if you have lost anything, how did you feel that time? So how did you overcome, okay, over the loss? So you have to describe it on your own. Okay, student. we have discussed all. I have explained the poem, I have discussed answers to all the questions. Okay, so in your notebook write paraphrase, summary of the poem, and word meanings and question answers. Okay, so thank you for watching the video.